Welcome. I was waiting for just everything to come in. So, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. They never gave me the correct numbers on my live, so how many people here, it doesn't even matter. You are all welcome here. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Obviously, it's a general read. I'm just here to pick up the energy. NRG. Do you feel me? If you don't, it's all good with me, baby. We got I like you. Somebody likes you. Let's see. Or they did like you. They do like you. Let's see. Okay, so we have I like you with coffee cup and the dragonfly. It seems like there is somebody out there that possibly, I don't know, give me the energy of this person. I feel like if they come up like a knight of swords or something, or like a page of swords or something, they want to say something to you. I feel like somebody wants to say something to you. They want to talk to you. They want to meet up with you. Could be like a friend, family member, something like that. And they're gonna tell you something. There's the star. So it's like, I don't know, some type of connection you have. I don't know what the fuck that means. We have massive interference coming in, okay? I already know that's a really bad sign. I mean, it's a good sign because, I mean, they're just spreading my name around, but fucking people in the chat, I don't even understand. Okay, so we have the sun, or the star, the lovers, the 8 of cups, and the 4 of swords. So the connection is with this I like you. So somebody, they might have walked away from you at some point in their life because they had to heal something. They had to, these were together. Oh my God, look what was together. I didn't even fucking see it. Ace of cups and the 6 of cups. Okay, so there's that cup. Whatever this is about, there's that cup. Okay, just depicted in 2 different decks. Very different, but somewhat the same. So this person from your past, which is a 6 of cups, you might have known each other when you were younger. And I just heard that Adele song, When We Were Young. So you might have known each other when you were young, okay? And see, look at how cute that is. Look at see how he's given that cup to that little girl? It's like, that's the cup.
That's the cup. So I don't know. It doesn't really matter if you're male or female, but it seems like somebody wants to give you this cup. Okay. And like they might buy you a beer or coffee or, you know, an energy drink or a smoothie and then that's where they say, listen, the reason why, oh my God, that's why, is that why I'm getting that brand new song in my head? So I've been hearing this brand new song in my head ever since I sat down, but I don't know what it's called. But the lyrics are it's Note to Self. Oh, that's not brand new. That's Note to Self. I think it's a band called Note to Self, and the song is called Note to Self, but I think that could be wrong. But the song is called Note to Self, and I'm getting the part where Note to Self, I miss you terribly. This is what we call a tragedy. Come back to me, to me. And I'm getting that with a star. It's like somebody's guiding you back to them. Because now, like, I mean, if you think about it, if that's the star, if the star is bringing in the previous, geez Louise, if the star is bringing in the previous lover, okay, who walked away, then they're getting this, I feel like they're getting, like, now my nose is getting itchy. Like now they're getting the message to reach out to you. Because you're obviously, you have, like, this is, okay, the whole part of the lovers in this deck is the Adam and Eve. Okay, she's going to reach for the apple and the snake, but she chooses, and like, it's like, almost like, what is she going to choose? Is she going to choose to deceive, or is she going to choose the relationship? So maybe this person did deceive you, and now it's like, maybe they don't know if you're going to deceive them. They don't know if you're going to choose them because you have other options, because there are other things around you. Right. And they already did walk away before. So I think they kind of feel like they don't really know if, oh my God, on the bottom of the deck, Jesus, King of Cups in reverse with the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay. And then the Hangman. It's like they're hanging in this regret that you're not going to take the cup. That, or you're just going to like throw it in their face or something like that. I don't know. But then the Nine of Cups with the Tower in reverse, and then the Nine of Swords with the Chariot and the Empress. Okay. It seems like it's almost like this person feels like your wish fulfillment. Like, okay, so one person feels like they're not good enough. You're not going to take the cup. They're really worried about it. And the other person is like, why wouldn't I take the cup? Like, I mean, yeah, okay, you walked away, but at least you're back now, right? The Tower comes down in reverse because it's not, when people come back from the past, it's not always the thing that destroys you, but possibly puts you back together. Right? And it's like with the Chariot to the Hangman, this person's going to realize, like, look at how they're kind of looking at each other. Like, obviously, this is one energy versus the other energy. And this energy is looking, and they're like looking at each other. This person is like they won't move, and they're like suspended in time. But this person's like, get in the Chariot. Let's go. Now I'm getting, oh my gosh, my sister, when she was on social media, her favorite thing was memes about the lead singer of The Cure. Because everybody makes fun of him for being so emotional. I love him, but that's just me. And there was this meme that it's the guy from the lead singer of The Cure. He's in this golf cart and he's coming to pick up his friend. And the quote says, "Get in, we're going crying." And like, some men are really emotional. Okay. Some really are. And where others aren't. Right. So maybe it's like, maybe this person was not emotional with you then, and now they're going to be emotional with you now. Could be something like that. Like, and maybe they still think, if, you know, it could be hard for people. They could think that you're going to reject them no matter how they feel about you. Because it's not really about how they feel about you. I mean, it is, but it's also about how you're going to feel about the whole thing. Right? So Nine of Cups is like, I mean, I think someone's been looking at the past, like always wanting to do this. Or always wanting the ability to have the decision to do it again. So you might be coming up with a new opportunity that, I mean, it's new because it's coming up, but it's new old. You know, it's something that should have already happened or something that already did happen that's replaying itself now. And I almost feel like, you know, when people say like sometimes this is like hell on earth, and like the things I've learned about hell and stuff, it's like you guilt yourself. You are the ones that punish yourself. Hell is just the place that you can do that in. And it's kind of like if this person's own like personal hell has been repeating that moment when they walked away over and over and over again because they did what was right for them, but it hurt you somehow. And maybe they think that you're not going to be able to get over that because maybe it took like, maybe they still feel guilty about it and you forgot about it because you didn't do anything wrong. So you kind of just healed, you walked away, whatever. They haven't got over it because they're still reliving it because they betrayed you. They played you dirty, right? Some people don't forget that, even though the victims will sometimes forget, right? Because it's almost like, well, it happens all the time. So am I supposed to take it personally? Like, so I don't know, collective, but it seems like, what are we at? 12:37. It seems like somebody around you is going to come forward, okay, and possibly ask to meet up with you shortly. And then that's the whole change and heal. That's how you learn. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. They stabbed you in the back. They really did fuck with you. Okay. And like, I mean, maybe it did hurt a lot more than what they think it did with you, you know, because then they're soulmates. So it was honestly, I'm not trying to defend them in any way, but they were destined to do what they did. Cause I mean, it was karmic in your lives to happen the way that it was. And sometimes people who, you know, I almost feel like maybe are meant to be together or can live a lifetime together. If they have mission, then they have to let each other go in order to go and do mission. If the whole mission doesn't involve, it's not a part of them being together, right? Because sometimes you won't meet the same people, go down the same road. There's a lot of things that you won't do sometimes, or you will do if you choose to walk away from somebody and have your own life. What up, everybody? What up? Okay. So this person like deceptively, okay, chose to attack you when they walked away from you. And it was, you had a soul contract for them to do that. Like I said, I'm not trying to give them an out, but they had to do what they had to do. I mean, it was written in the contract. That was what they were supposed to do. Okay. So now we have seduction came down and love call. So this person might have cheated on you. There might have been like some type of third party interference and they broke up with you and went and dated somebody else. Okay. But they were still always thinking about you. Right. Because it's like they were supposed to betray you, but they didn't even understand why they were doing it. They were just playing something out. And they didn't realize why they were doing it either. Because I don't really think like they wanted to do it. Because it was just a distraction. Kisses in reverse. Could be something, they could have fallen in love with you. And they didn't know what that meant. And they rejected it. So they allowed this third-party interference to come in and distract them while they let you go because they don't understand what's happening with you. They don't understand maybe that was, you know, love. Maybe they, I don't know, started like wanting to kick people's asses for you or something like that. I don't know. Maybe they wanted to start doing something and they didn't understand their feelings towards it. Right? Usually when you want to defend something, you know, you love it, right? If you want to keep something safe, if you want to protect it, it's usually because you love it and you don't want anything to take it away from you or you don't want anything to hurt it. Like, I mean, when I found out that people were breaking into my house and fucking with my snakes, because it was a sick guy that lived in this neighborhood, and I had just gotten my snakes, and he had been breaking into my apartment a lot, okay? But he didn't steal anything. He was just this like creepy fucking dude, and I didn't realize he was doing it. And once I realized that because my snakes were starting to act weird, and I'm like, they were hiding from me and they weren't coming out, and I'm like, this is weird. Like, we have a bond. Like, I know that they know who I am, but they would get scared. And then once I realized, okay, this motherfucker, someone's breaking into my house. So then I put cameras everywhere. I protect them more than sometimes I even thought I had to protect myself. And it's because I didn't even realize that's when I got the cameras for them and realized that somebody was fucking with them. That's kind of when I realized what love was, because it takes a long time to figure out what you're feeling, because it's kind of foreign and it makes you act a certain way. And then you think, well, why? I don't know. It hits, love hits people very different. Okay. And people deal nicely with it and they throw it away sometimes. Okay. Because they don't know why they want to be fixated on themselves because they're going through something. And if they start to put you in front of their path because they can see you and they want to protect you and they want to do all that, it can kind of throw off what they're supposed to do. Okay, so it's almost like maybe that's what this person did, was that they like all of a sudden you were standing in front of them and they didn't know where to go because maybe you weren't supposed to be standing in front of them, right? You were supposed to be walking with them, but you weren't going to walk the same path, so you couldn't stay together, right? It's like, and the thing is that I feel like somebody, once the separation happened, they really got hurt. Like, I mean, then we got, look at this, karmic relationship on the bottom with lessons, letting go, turmoil, triggers. Like, so once they hooked up with this third party, okay, thinking that maybe they would just forget about you really quickly, they started getting triggers. Like this person, this third party started triggering them because they weren't you. This person didn't realize that it was you. Maybe they thought, it was just women or something in general, where like, no, women are very different. Very different. Even if we look alike, very different. Okay. Engagement ring. Like they even could have gotten engaged to this person like quick. Okay. And now camera in reverse. They wanted to delete the memories. So they might have tried to marry this person really quick. Okay, but the relationship didn't evolve because look at this, the passion ran out. We have the butterfly in reverse with passion in reverse. So the passion, it blazed out quick. That fire burnt out quick. And then all of a sudden they were moving on and they were with their friends again. And they covered up their feelings about that too. And then they knew that they were just gaslighting you. They were just trying to make you disappear. Oh my good God, this person. Until they started looking in the mirror. And that's the thing. That's what the whole thing was about. Whatever this person went through is because eventually they had to start looking in the mirror and to stop looking at everybody else to try to get them somewhere. They had to concentrate. That's why you walked away from them, because they were walking towards you and they stopped walking on their path. Maybe that's what it was. Okay. And now the clock's run out. Now it's like, okay, well, are you still angry with what I did? Do you still not want to talk to me? Do you want to talk to me? I don't know why they feel like making a move towards you is this huge risk. Because it's going to make it seem like they're chasing you. But oh my God, look at these two. Oh my God, look at how funny this is. And I'm not funny. I'm just kind of saying like an ironic sort of point of view. The runner, okay, and then the chaser. Chaser in reverse with the runner. Like maybe they're so worried that you're going to run away that they're going to have to chase you, or that it looks like they're chasing you. And I think they know that you're not going to leave them. So it's like once they decide to do what they do, it's, kind of like it's a set deal. I don't know. I think both people have worked massively on their abandonment issues. Maybe both had abandonment issues. And like those, honestly, they come out in such the weirdest ways. And like sometimes you don't even really know that you have abandonment issues as you're fucking like playing it out. It's really weird because like the things that we suffer as children, we take with us a lot more than we think, you know? Keys on a ring. Again, this like, I don't know why they think you have so many options. Like they think that you have all of these options and that now I think their paranoia is coming out. Like, what if you use them? You know, what if you try to get back at them what they did to you in the past? So now this person's like, it's almost as if now, yeah, so now they're thinking that they're not good enough. Oh, geez. I knew the coffin was going to come out. It's got to be dead and buried. Like, whatever this is with this person, I feel like they're kind of self-sabotaging. And they really don't need to, because there's no reason to self-sabotage this at all. So if they don't liberate themselves, okay, from whatever it is they did, because it's almost like, again, they're putting themselves in hell for what they did to you when they're not even realizing, I think you're totally over it. And they're the ones, like, they feel so guilty. And now it's like, you know, now it's going to become like, who's guilt tripping them so much? Like, what's in their mind that they're taking this to a different level? Because I feel like it's almost, they could be taking out what's going on with you in displacement, like when really that's has something to do with somebody else who, you know, they actually are not good enough and that they chase around because this person always acts like they have every other option in the world but them. It's almost like they are playing out some role with you where you are the monster and they're kind of like the victim, even though they kind of are the ones that did everything. But now suddenly you're the monster because they did stuff. It's insane. Hey, Diane. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day, girl. $23.38. Okay. I think that was a long enough reading for one person. Hope everybody's doing good out there in the chat. That was a very complicated first reading, but that's how they always are. That's how we like to start out, nice and complicated. Get that out of the way. Hope we're all having a good day. Yeah, you too, homie. It's kind of shitty weather here, so. I have nothing to do but work. That's what I need to do, is get my work on. I know. Why do I feel like that was hesitant? I don't care. I'm going to use it anyways. Next message. My fish always stares at me when I do these readings because he's like right there, but he's not beside me, but he's like pretty close to me. And I can't wait until I can have an office where he's right there. And then I'm going to build him tunnels so he can go to other tanks because he just wants so much room. He's like a wild horse. He wants room, but then he also wants to be near me. But then he wants to have his space, so then he wants to swim away. He's just staring at me right now. It's so sweet. He's such a sweet fish. I tell you, fish have the greatest personalities. Like, if you get a good one, oh, man. Mine is a little bit of a serial killer. He likes to eat things, but, you know. Not going to judge him. We don't judge here. Okay, here we go. Next message. We have Forbidden, Candyman. We have Grief with Pet Cemetery. And Midnight with the old Gremlins. Very rarely do we get all the cards upright. That's kind of nice. All right. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. The message that I'm getting is, okay, so you know in Pet Cemetery, when after, I mean, I'm trying to think which one. Okay, so it'd be the first one. Gage dies. Okay, yeah, Gage dies, and then she takes the daughter and goes to her parents? Or, no, they only have, do they only, okay, I don't remember. I don't know if they have one kid or two kids. I forget. There's so many different versions of Pet Cemetery just coming through my eyes right now. But anyways, irregardless, you know how, okay, so Gage dies, the mom leaves, and then the dad is like, she can't keep grieving like this. I have to save her. You know, it's almost as if what I'm kind of picking up on, just hang out with her, is that you have been forbidden from feeling, that somebody has stopped you. Okay, I heard inadvertently, so maybe they didn't do it purposely, but inadvertently, apparently, took your ability to feel away from you. They forbade it, okay? And they didn't want you to cross that threshold to know really what feelings were. Like maybe you just really knew how to feel pain. Okay, so pain, when that's the only feeling you have because people around you take away every emotion, that you're only allowed to feel rage or anger or pain, right? That is now breaking. Now where you only felt those triggered feelings, something is going to change because it's destined to change. They can't keep you forbidden from your own feelings, from your own. It's like we all get given a feelings box and an opportunities box and a loving box and a friendship box. It's like they tried to take this feelings box away from you and say you only are allowed to feel what we tell you, and if you feel something else, then you're going to get in trouble for it. You're going down because we told you to feel this way, and if that's not the way you feel, then fuck you. You're not a part of this. You're not a part of us. Get the fuck out of here. And then forbidden you. You know, like if you don't act, if you don't do, if you don't say, if you don't feel how these people say, they can kick you right out. That's it. They're God in your mind. Okay? So that's stopping. That's changing because it's almost as if, you know, they have kind of kept you that little furry, cute little creature. And this was what you were supposed to become. You weren't supposed to be this friendly little, you know, walk all over me. I'm the cutest thing in the world. You know, come scratch my belly. I'm so cute. You never were supposed to be that way. Okay? Or they changed you into this prick, okay, into this asshole, knowing that they weren't supposed to. They were told very specific instructions on how to take care of you, but they changed you into this. You're now going back to that. It's like something like that. Okay, take how it resonates. Okay, and then I can't deny that we have friendship on the bottom. You know, these people who did this to you, they could have forced you to have relationships with people, you know those parents, like you couldn't have just been alone. You had to be forced to have a friend around you all the time. You had to be forced to go and do something, right? Get out of the house. You can't be alone. You know, only weird people are alone. You need friends around you. You need this, you need that, something like that, you know, just completely forbidden you from being able to absorb. And that's the thing, is keeping children busy, right? Keeping them busy, keeping them going to the park, keeping them not at home. They don't know, and they can't. It's almost like deleting their memory because they go to the park, you know, they have fun, they go hang out with their kids, they forget what's waiting for them at home, and then they get home and they're like, oh my God. But then they can go back out again, right? They can go to their friends, they can go to school, and then they forget about it, and then they come back at home. You know, it's something like that. Like forcefully keeping you away all the time means that, oh my God, this is certainly something to do with someone's family. Okay. That aggressive, abusive mother forcing her child to go out when she didn't want to go out. She didn't want to go hang out with her brother's friends. She didn't want to go to a party. She fucking died. That's how irresponsible that anger on that mother was, that she had to control her daughter, right? As parents, you're not there to control your children, okay? You're there to support your children by actively watching them to make sure they don't make a mistake. And when they do, you allow them to learn from that mistake and not to do it again. And if they continue to abuse it, you take it away from them until they learn. Okay, parenting is not fucking hard. It's just you have to want to do it and you have to care to do it. And you have to realize that you cannot control your offspring just because they're your kids. You cannot control them, right? You have to be able to give them the benefit of the doubt, their own way, right? Their own option to make their own decisions. They're not retarded, right? Therefore, don't treat them as if they are. Don't tell them what to do, right? Allow them to make mistakes. Allow them to take their own road. Allow your children to do stuff. It's not your right to take it all away from them and then say what you want them to do with everything because you're the parent and you know what's right. When if you never walk that road that kid's walking, how do you know what's right? I mean, because they don't really even know what's right. So how about you let them try to figure it out a little bit on their own, because they're not retarded if they're going to school and they can walk, talk, think for themselves, right? So this person is like, again, with the fate, like it was destined to happen this way. That's the thing. Like things I know about my father, I was destined to have that person as I call him my sperm donor, because he was never really a father, but he really likes to have sex a lot. He really likes to just pump that fucking jam out everywhere. So I just call him the sperm donor. He popped one in my mom and fucking left. Popped another one in my mom and then fucking left. And I, went and married some fucking slut that hated his fucking kids from day one. He knew what he did. Now he wants to try to act like he's somebody big or he doesn't know what's happening. Those people play dumb by taking things away from you, knowing that they physically abused you by doing it, but because their parents did it or they learned it in a book or the person across the street fucking did it, so many people want to make excuses as to why they hurt you. But that's the thing. Like I'm staring at children in the night, not even realizing that they treated you like a child. Okay, they treated you like a child. Okay, and then, while treating you like a child, telling you what to do, and even as you grow up, taking your rights away from you and continually to tell you what to do because you're under their roof. That's abuse. They don't get to hail all right over you because you live under their roof. If that was the way that it really truly was, then my landlord would have complete control of me because I live under his roof, right? It's just an abusive tactic that your parent learned from somebody else or from their own goddamn parent. Abuse is passed on from generation to generation, not addressing the elephant in the room as the real thing that turned them into a fucking asshole or a robot, absolutely feelingless. Like they really, they took feeling away from you. Which means whatever they were feeling, however way your days went, they were filled with emotions that you did not want to feel, but had to in order to make them comfortable. You probably couldn't be happy all the time because they were angry. Even now, sometimes the places that I work and the foes and friends that I meet, if I'm too happy for them that day, I'm an asshole. I got told off at this place. I'm always hippity hop, dance till you drop. I'm always happy. So I went and I went to go grab something, and this fucking sous chef turned around and fucking snapped at me and snapped at me while my fucking owner or my active manager's right there. And I'm like, okay, I can't put up with this anymore. All I did, okay, I didn't even humiliate her by any means. I walked over to her. I was so proud of myself. And I said, please, with all my might, okay, don't ever speak to me like that again. I can hear you. It's fine if you just say no. And I turned around and walked away, and she fucking grabbed me and turned me around. She goes, you want me to let you know something? And she, this fucking beast came out of her. And I just kind of stood there and laughed. because I really didn't know. Like, I'm not scared of you. Like, I don't know what you think. Like, I've come face to face with demons. Do you think I'm scared of you, little girl? Fucking 10, 12 years younger than me, fucking acting like she was, well, she lives with mommy. I'm like, oh my God, you have no idea, bitch. I've been homeless. Okay, you've been living with mommy this whole fucking time. You come meet me somewhere and we're going to talk about when you decide to graduate, move out of your mom's house and become a fucking woman. And then when that happens, we can have a face-to-face conversation about what it is that you want to say to me right now. Until then, little girl, you're going to shut your fucking mouth. I left and I never went back. You never disrespect somebody like that to their fucking face. I'm sorry, but like, you want to hail something over somebody, or you want to take emotions away from them, or you say something to them, they want to snap back. You have absolutely no fucking dedication to be standing there and willing to take that. You can by all means fucking walk away, because people, that's the thing, is like, people don't even really realize what a bully is. Okay, like, a bully is somebody trying to control you. A bully is telling you you can't do something. A bully is making fun of you. A bully is putting you on display. A bully is adding attraction to the things that you hate about yourself the most. That's what a bully is. And when your own parents are bullies, because they're constantly telling you what to do and they're constantly degrading you and they're constantly telling you how to act, dress, fucking talk, that's a bully. That's them being a bully. By not allowing you to be yourself, to be your authentic self, to feel things, to feel emotion, to let your, feelings run wild, is control. And control is abuse. Control is a form of abuse. And for most people, they don't know that. Even husbands and wives, they get controlled every day and they say, well, that's my husband, that's my wife, I have to do what they say. No, you don't. It says fucking who. Somebody tells you what to do, they're violating your right there. Using a contract, using a ring. You're married to me, you need to do what I say. I'm sorry, what? That's abuse. You're abusing me now. So now I get to call a lawyer and say, my wife's threatening that if I don't do everything she says, we're not married anymore. So I need a good attorney because I'm going to fucking nail this bitch to the goddamn cross. Okay. But no, we put up with it because we don't want to go look for something better. We don't want to share half of our stuff. We don't want to have to move. Like, how fucking lazy are people? You know what I mean? Like, if somebody's abusing you, you get up and you walk away because you respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, you're going to let yourself get abused. Right. So no wonder if somebody says you don't get to have feelings, you don't get to feel a certain way, honey, you better walk the fuck away because that person is manipulating you. Okay. And now we have lies with masks. The thing is that this person has been hiding the truth right in front of your face, telling you that what you're seeing is actually not real, that it's a mirage. No, that's not what you're seeing. That's not abuse that you're seeing. That's love that you're seeing. You're mistaken, honey. If I'm controlling you, that's because I love you. It's a fucking full-blown mask. They're in your goddamn head. They're trying to brainwash you, and it's all abuse, okay? And like, as I was saying that, my head got like super, super like dizzy. So I don't know if maybe somebody needed to hear that, which is obviously why a lot of times these lives come out, because it's like, I'll get a direct hit while doing a live because I'm saying something that someone's going to get pissed off about, like as if they can keep the truth from you forever, that they're abusing you. I mean, if you find out now or you find out in 20 years, you're still going to find out about it. Like, they can't keep their little dirty secrets little and dirty forever. Somebody goes and digs them up. And trust me, I put my hands in dirt every single fucking day. It's very easy to dig somebody's shit up. Okay, so they tried to trap you into not feeling anything. Guess what, honey? It's not going to work anymore. So, I mean, your feelings, and okay, so maybe this was a part of that. So last night, I was having a moment, okay? And my whole life, I have dated people who hate me. And they abuse me. And they yell at me and they trap me and they tell me what to do and they abuse me with sex and they do the most horrific things to me. And I come crawling back and crawling back and crawling back because I have been told that that's what love is. If they're not abusing you, if they're not torturing you, if they're not sodomizing you, they don't love you. So last night I decided I'm not doing that anymore. If I deserve love, I deserve to be loved. And if I'm going and chasing around these people that didn't even respect me in a relationship, then I had to stop and go like, okay, I don't need to go chasing something because my stepmother says I deserve to be unloved. I don't deserve to have the right partner because she doesn't know what love is. My parents don't know what love is. They don't know the sacrifice it takes. They don't know what you have to do for another person. They just want to control. That's love is control to them. That's not love in my eyes. That would be like me trying to control my snake. Do you know snakes? You can't control them. Therefore, if I couldn't control it, does that mean I don't get to love it because I can't control it? Absolutely not. He does what he wants, and I'm just there for the ride. That's love because he doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing. Okay? Most of the time. So to try to control something so uncontrollable is, again, trying to abuse it. Right? So last night, it was so weird. I was sitting there and I was closing my eyes and I was thinking about all the people I've dated that have hated me, all the ones that have done the worst things to me. And I just said, Cindy, which is my stepmother, I'm like, I deserve more than this and I'm going to get it. And this okay, so my room is very dark, as you can see. It's very dark. This ray of sun came over me. I forgot where I was when I opened up my eyes, and all of this water came out of me, just streamed out of me. And I don't know who I was talking to. I don't know what angel, I don't know what happened to me, but I was it just released. And I released all of these people that were brutal to me, that literally brutal to me, that I thought I loved. I thought I genuinely cared about. And they were awful. They were awful. I was like, Whitney, you poor thing. You have been watching your parents and believing that that's what you had to be, that that's what you had to find. And that's not it by any means. That is the opposite. We're going in the opposite direction. And all this came over me. All these goosebumps were all over me. And I was like, I'm going to let it in. I'm going to let it all in. If I'm not, I'm a coward and I don't deserve to fucking ever even try to date somebody then, because I'm going to do it wrong and I'm going to do it for the wrong reason. I haven't dated anybody for fucking 11 years, 12 years. Okay. And that's that's just me. I didn't need anybody. I didn't want anybody. I wanted to figure out me, just me, all by myself, nobody around, nobody to judge me, nobody to tell me this or say this to me, or I don't dress right, or I'm not proper, or whatever the fuck it is. Because once I found me, I was like, all right, to that motherfucker that decides to fucking marry me, you're in for the ride of a lifetime. Because Whitney, okay, what Whitney found out about Whitney is she's probably one of the coolest people on earth. Okay. And I do what I want, and I love myself, and I take care of myself, and I take fucking adventures, and I take risks, and I do things that my parents would never do. I do things that I can't even believe I do sometimes, and I pat myself on the back at the end of the day, and I'm happy because I'm somebody that I never thought I would be. I was in this shell before. I was dark before. I had no idea what was going on before because my parents controlled everything, every feeling, every action, every decision that I made. My father was right there with his little fucking picket nose little wife fucking judging me on the next thing that I was going to do wrong, and in order to fix that, you just got to take it away and go your parents can destroy everything about you if you let them. Literally. They can steer you in the worst fucking direction for their own personal gain, just to see how much they can fuck with you. Just to see how much they could turn you into them, even though they hate their own lives. Why would you want to be a little walking mommy when mommy hated her fucking life? Right? My stepmother wanted me to get a job at the bank for so long. You need to get a job at the bank. You need to hassled me, fucking harassed me to get a job at the bank. And when she left crying, 20 years later, blaming the bank for everything and how awful the bank was, I was like, you wanted that for me. You wanted me to go to work every day and hate my fucking life, just like you did, because you said you suffered. You had to go to work every day, blah, blah, blah. Guess what, bitch? I didn't fucking make your bed, so I didn't sleep in it. You fucking made your bed. You decided to marry some guy that had 2 kids, so then you had 3 altogether. You had fucking bills to pay. You had to go to a fucking bank. At least you had a job. Fucking ungrateful bitch. She just wanted to sit at home on her throne. She wanted her husband making all the money. And when he didn't, she blamed the kids. Here we go. Next message. Cauldron with containment. Herbal kitchen with alchemist and water cleansing. Honestly, the first message I got, please be careful about your drinking water. Like, what they put in water now is so scary. And like all those pops and drinks and stuff, like be careful with like what you're consuming. Okay, because there could be something that's in your kitchen that you shouldn't be drinking, you shouldn't be consuming. It's, oh my gosh, so start reading the ingredients on some things, because cereal is like made from the devil, and I don't know why they're putting chemical cleaning agents into it, but I stopped eating cereal. And then I thought it was just the States. I thought the States were the only one that had this like something phosphorate or something that they put into it. No, so does Canada. So get that out of your racks, okay? Sometimes our little guilty pleasures, like chips, are not chips. They are not potatoes, okay? They say they are because they're made of active ingredients that contain potatoes, but they're not actually potatoes, okay? Deli meat is not meat, okay? Chicken fingers is not meat. They can get away with it again. I mean, Subway did this too. Their tuna, I think, like wasn't even tuna. It was like 5% tuna out of 100%. Like, what's in there then? You know what I mean? And it takes like, you know, it doesn't take long for these things to build up, and then you get parasites and you get things wrong with you, and then you have to cleanse your body. And I think something is in somebody. And I think that they have what they need in their kitchen, or it's something in their kitchen that they have to get rid of, that they use a lot. And then plus too with this, now I'm looking at the cauldron itself. I don't know if you have Teflon. You could have Teflon at home. And I mean, just the burning agents of Teflon can actually like fuck with you. So get rid of your Teflon. Okay. I did. And I mean, trust me, pots and pans are mad cheap. You don't have to go all out on them. Okay. If you don't have a lot of money. You could have old cutting boards. Okay. You know, they always try to teach you, when I did my cooking, you know, cooking classes and stuff, you know, the teacher right away said, okay, you need to get one cutting board for meat and one cutting board for vegetables, right? Vegetables and fruit, because the meat one with the garlic, and almost like get a separate one for garlic, you know, like separate your cutting boards. Clean your pots and pans. Somebody could have outdated pots and pans too. So like the metal, the actual active agents of the pot could be boiling into the water. Okay. Which is, you know, making you sick. Could be making you sick. Something about mold. Somebody could have mold somewhere. Try to get control of that shit. Like I made these potters and everything, and I put my, you know, I got this little plant area, and I always keep the humidifier on them because it's really dry, right? And the fucking pots on the outside with the paint and everything, they grew mold spores like within days. And all you really have to do is, if it's on your plants or something, you can, like vinegar gets rid of mold, not bleach. Don't use bleach on mold, because bleach can actually make mold grow more. Okay, so you use vinegar, and vinegar has an active ingredient that kills mold on contact. So I keep a little spray bottle beside my plants, and it's only the containers. Weirdest thing, outside of the containers gets mold on it, and this like white spore kind of mold. So I just go over and I'll spray it, and I don't even wipe it. Not for a couple days. Like once it kills everything, and then I'll go over and wipe it or whatever. I just let the vinegar, because it's like if you get a spray bottle, you can really let it mist on there, and it'll kill that mold. Okay. It could be on. Okay, now that we're talking about mold, I do remember when I was growing weed outside. I don't know what it is about weed. Maybe because you have to water it so much, you know, weed needs a lot of water. It got mold on the leaves. And now that I know about vinegar, I should have vinegared it and really took care of it, because I mean, you can get a hold of it. And like if the mold, I mean, because you don't want the mold going into the buds, you don't want it going into the flowers, right? So I know that there's stuff that you can put in the soil to help. It's like spirit definitely doesn't want you to lose crops. Like it might be an extra rainy summer this year, possibly. Look at that. Yeah, there's the fire. It's almost like maybe you have a greenhouse. Okay, you might have a greenhouse and spirit is like, okay, if you're going to set up a greenhouse, you know that greenhouses, they collect a lot of moisture. That's the whole reason why you do them. Like, I mean, to keep pests out and to keep the moisture in. So we've got this clearance, right? Because it's like, if you do something like that, keep it, try to keep the floors clean because the mold will grow on concrete and stuff, right? And try to, if you don't get, especially in the spring, if there's not quite enough heat, if we're not getting enough sun or something, spirits like put like a heater in there or something. And the heater will help with the water. I mean, because if there's no real plant life growing yet, it doesn't need that much moisture as long as you're keeping the soil wet, right? So it's like you might want to add some heat in there or something and try to keep that condensation down so then you don't ruin anything, because once mold starts, like it's a bitch. You got to get control of it quick. And plus, like, I mean, if it's in your house, it gets into your lungs, you start breathing it in, right? And somebody at death in reverse is like, you need to kill this respectfully. Okay, so it's like I almost feel like, you don't need to call like an exterminator or something like that. Okay, have a little bit of respect for like the craft and the plants and the game and stuff, and try to kill this naturally. Okay, so if you do get like, I don't know, infestation of something or something coming in, and could be something that suddenly metastasizes like in your kitchen or something like that, on your herbs or on plant life or something, it's like, try to do your research, like I did with the vinegar. Try to do try to do it the Mom's Book of Home Remedies way, if you know what I mean. Don't hit it with hard chemical, because if you hit it with hard chemical, it's going to kill it all. And maybe somebody wants that. Maybe this is a little bit of dark energy on you. Maybe this is an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend, and they don't live at the house anymore, and they're not a part of the garden, and they want to get pissed off at you. I mean, people have done shit for way less. Okay, way less. And keep your crops. Keep that shit like. I mean, I dated this one guy who he did like these crop boxes. So he raised it off the ground. Okay, with 2x4s, but then dug in a little bit and then put chicken wire all around it, and then had something that opened, so an open top so you could open it or whatever. But I mean, for the most part, you can just leave it closed because you can just water through it. And that, I mean, didn't keep the small bugs away, but the small bugs are fine. They can eat that stuff without ruining it. It's the big things that you don't want coming in and fucking with everything. Like this one rabbit this one year, oh my God, I thought I did everything to keep my little garden growing. And this rabbit came in. I spent, I think, $150 on vegetable seedlings. I was so happy to have a garden that year. And this little fucking bunny came in and destroyed everything. He must have been starving. He came in and he ate them all. He ate majority. I mean, he didn't eat my cucumbers, he left. And my tomatoes he left, and my zucchini and my spinach he left. But my peppers, oh my God, my strawberry, everything. He ate, fucking little bastard ate everything. So just be careful of those little bastards, like they'll come in and eat it all if you don't stop them. What are we at? 54-42. Smoke break. Feels like Wednesday today for some reason. I don't do personal readings on here, buddy. But if you want a personal reading, it's in the description box below. You can email me. This is just collective energy, buddy. All right, next message. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hope you all are having a wonderful see you next Tuesday. Take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm loving that so many of these cards are landing upright for a change. All these reversals sometimes. Okay, so we have High Priestess of Fire, we have Vision, and we have High Priestess of Spirit. So 2 high P's up in this bitch with a vision. Wow. Okay, you know what High Priestesses do is have visions. There's Aphrodite. Wow. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. I'm going to pick from the bottom of the deck here, and I'm just going to go with it because that's what we do. Oh my god, another High Priestess. Wishing well, wishing. Okay, so this is like a divine message, okay, for somebody in the chat, all right? Divine message from fucking 3 High Priestesses, for fuck's sakes. Like, I've never even seen this before. I don't think 3 of them have ever come out before like this. That's like getting literally the High Priestess 3 times, but a fire, air, and spirit. So, okay. Okay, so I don't know if you lied about what you really wanted, what you really desire, you know, what you really wish for. Spirit is like, you might have told a fib there. You might have said that you wanted something that you didn't really want, and what you really want is this. Okay? And you're like, yeah, okay, I lied. I really want that. Okay, it's because it's almost like it's not a lie that hurts anybody. It's like somebody not realizing really truly what they want. It's you know, maybe because they never really got what they wanted, so they always got the second best, or they always got their second choice or their third choice or something. And now it's like, okay, well, now that you listen to everybody else and you got bullied and you didn't get what you really wanted, what do you really want? Okay, and it's strange because it's like what somebody really wants is the confidence to become beautiful. And beauty is on the inside. Has nothing to do with the outside. So it's like somebody wants the confidence maybe to see themselves as beautiful, right? To see themselves like it's like a cycle is coming up. And these High Priestess know that you want something more for yourself. It's almost like for yourself. It's like this, maybe somebody sees you a certain way and you don't see yourself as that. So Spirit is like, okay, well, if this person sees you as confident and as radiant as you are, but you don't see it, then it's going to take all the fun away. Because if they see you as this, it's like, become what they see. And I know that sounds weird because that would be like against everything I say as manipulation. But in a sense, no, because these high priestesses know what you want. So they're doing this favor for you. They're saying, if this person sees you like this, then you should see yourself bigger than that, right? You should see yourself as way bigger than even what they say. And maybe that's your wish, is to really feel that, and to actually get over I don't know, get over the fear of like, maybe people have made a big deal about you or something, and you're just kind of like, okay, I'm just, a normal person. But you're not. Or maybe nobody sees the real you, they just only see your beauty or something like that, and you want them to see more. You don't want them to just fixate on what the most obvious thing is. It's like there's more there. Rigid with the wall. So you gotta let that guard down. Open yourself up. Listening in reverse with the warrior. So it's like you're not listening to yourself. Okay, what does it say? I think it says darkness does not always equate to evil. Light does not always bring good. That's the thing. Okay, so maybe you feel like, I don't know, you're like tricking yourself or something. Like this person, oh my God, my nose just got so itchy. Okay, you might meet somebody, or somebody tells you, I don't know, like you're too good to be true, can't be that good looking, or, when it comes to that, you can't have that much confidence, or, it doesn't exist or something like that. But it's like, someone's just, I don't know, like, I really feel like spirit doesn't want them to deny you. They don't want it to be like, trust me, it's not too good to be true. Like this person, even if they are on fire, even if they are super attractive, they have walls up, okay? Because they are confident. So they don't have to just let everybody in, okay? They do talk to spirit, which means they know they're beautiful, right? So they're over that. Now you have to get there, because it's not about how you look. It's about how you feel. And the better you feel, the more beautiful you feel, the more beautiful you become in people's eyes, because they see what you are. And if you're, a nasty person, they're going to see a nasty soul, whether it's drenched in hotness or not. It doesn't matter. Hotness doesn't mean anything. It's a temperature. Okay. It shouldn't depict how people see you. Right? It's like, I don't know, something about you is upside down and backwards, right? And they're seeing it as that could be a bad thing, but they're not realizing that that's it. That is the thing that's going to help change them. Right? It's like, honestly, okay, look at that. Love with Grove. The analogy I'm getting is if you were starting off with a business or something, okay, but you don't know everything about it. Okay, you're kind of new to it and you're like exploring around, and then you meet this fucking professional, right? Who has the confidence to show you, okay, yes, your work is amazing and you do great work and there's nothing wrong with it, but you can make it a lot better, and then shows you how to become that, right? It's like that. It's like maybe they were wishing for you all along, right? But they weren't focused on making an oath to themselves for some reason. They were very imbalanced. There's another high priestess. So all the high priestesses have shown up now. I think there's one high priestess missing. They didn't really know that they had a choice to change, right? That they're the ones that are supposed to change themselves, right? But it's nice to know that when you do want to make changes to yourself, okay, that you do meet somebody that has a lot of those changes. So then you can make the changes that you want for yourself happen. Right? What are we at? 105.13. I feel like that was a quick reading. sometimes they just fly out like that. Every time I knock over my sign. Oh my gosh, my nose just got so itchy. I don't know what just happened or who just got into the chat or what that message was about, but oh my gosh, my nose hasn't itched this much all day, which is my witch nose. It's so itchy right now. Oh my gosh. Oh, I redid one of my snakes enclosures today. It looks like the Lost Boys treehouse. It's so awesome. I'm like, buddy, I'm like a little jealous of my snake's enclosure. Like I would live in there if I was a snake. Oh my God, my juice is so cold. Okay. I feel like this is the last reading. Look what came out first. We barely ever get this card. It's a great card. It's the old switch around. It's the old switcheroony card. Something is switching around, okay? Lightning crashes. That's literally what I heard when I looked at this card. Usually that song does not come out, so I don't know what's crashing, but it's electric, okay? And then the eyeglasses, it's like somebody went and got their eyes checked today, and something just like, bam, okay? There's the Scarecrow with the Book of Answers. Nice, nice. Okay, so I kind of feel like maybe somebody doesn't realize that it's when you get scared or become scary, you've won. Okay, my sister said today, it was funny. She's like, okay, so I'm pretty sure everybody thinks we're crazy and like, that's fine. But she was like, you know, there's one thing when people talk about you and call you all these names or whatever. She's like, well, when people talk about you and they call you crazy, she's like, I like that. I like being called crazy. She's just something that, like I told you, Geminis, my sister is crazy. People think she isn't because she's all quiet. Okay. And I'm like, yeah, that's what she wants you to believe. Okay. She is not. She has a head up there. Okay. And it's frightening. Okay. And she has no problems being called crazy. And I was like, well, you know what? Crazy is usually a word that gaslights what a person is saying or how a person is acting so people don't take them seriously. Okay? And it's one of those things that if people don't take you seriously, they will once you scare them. I know, right? Irony, right? Our lives. Okay. So that's the thing is like, that's these bullies. It's always about scare tactics. It's always about putting you against the wall. It's always about scaring you. Okay. But once the tables turn, the old switcheroo, okay, and you get a clearer picture on what's happening with the eyeglasses, and it all of a sudden strikes. Oh my God, look what I'm holding in my hand. Delusional and billboards, right? These people that were scaring you for so long were delusional. That's the thing is like, I mean, this can happen in a lot of different analogies, but it's one of those things like, think of it this way. Think of that fucking idiot, the Tiger King. Okay. So if you ever watch that documentary, you know, at the end where he goes into the enclosure and the fucking, the lioness starts attacking his foot, right? And then he's like, somebody put, like lion juice on my shoes to try to kill me because she grabbed him and she dragged him because he says somebody put something on his shoes that attracted the lion to attack him. The thing is it was actually admitted that Joe had killed multiple tigers for trying to attack him. That's what this is. It's like sitting in a cage and being force-fed and not allowing to have anything, okay? And then suddenly you realize, oh my God, like that guy who'd been held captive by his stepmother for 20 years. All he said was he thought He's like, I deserve to be free. That's what he said to himself. I deserve to be free. So he started a fire so then cops would find him, right? And now it's everywhere. It's on every billboard. That fucking stepmother is humiliated for what she did. And she's going to jail now, right? When you suddenly start talking, like my father went years not speaking to me. I would write him countless emails and no response. Ever since I started putting it on social media, he suddenly responds now, right? That person is only responding because I'm blowing it up. He now knows that he looks like an asshole if he doesn't respond to these emails. But now I allow the public to see, look at the response when he does email. It's ignorant. It's all about him. It's a narcissist's point of view every single time, no matter what I say, no matter what I do. And I can't speak. I've noticed over the years, I can't use full vocabulary with him because he doesn't understand. He has a reading level of, probably, 16-year-old, right? He doesn't know adult language. He's been babied his whole life. He talks baby with his wife. She coddles him. She cradles him. She loves a big baby. They want to be babies, right? They always kept me as a baby. So now that I'm realized, oh my God, I'm in a grown-up body, I can scare them. They're not my parents. I'm not a baby. What are they going to do? Ground me? And it just all of a sudden was like, oh my God, that's the answer. What are they going to do? Ground me? I'm a 39-year-old woman. What do they think they can do? Sue me? Good. See you in court for the years of neglect I'm going to counteract that bitch with and probably get a free lawyer because of my disability. Okay? So absolutely delusional. And they just got to eat that. And once you realize you can scare them, this whole fucking thing changes. That's the fucking, oh my God, this is a prophecy. I told you, if you're not subscribed to this channel, you should, because it's the most magical channel in the fucking world. And these cards I made myself. I made every single one of them basically its own canvas, its own picture, okay? And when I use these cards, the most brilliant messages come out because I designed them. I did them. Which, I should design cards and sell them, but it's expensive to make your own cards and sell them to the fucking GP. So that's going to take a little bit of money. But there is a prophecy here that you were always going to switch roles with this person, and use the analogy the way that it is. Okay. Anybody that abuses you, that feels like they're in some type of, oh my God, you know what I'm getting now? The fucking girl with the dragon tattoo. So she has that lawyer that's holding on to the money because her parents died, and he starts raping her, and then she films it and she fucking broadcasts it everywhere because you're not allowed to abuse people. And if you do decide you're going to take that route, then you're also allowed to be called out for it and thus possibly arrested for it. Okay? You want to break the law, there's consequences to that. You want to degrade somebody, take their rights away from somebody, freeze them in time, treat them like they're children. Once they realize and get out of that delusion that they're not children and that this whole role has switched around, you know what it is also too sometimes? It's that Stockholm syndrome, right? It's your captor falling in love with your captor, right? It's a kind of Stockholm syndrome too. Like you might be a part of that. You might need to talk to a fucking shrink. Honestly, sometimes it's so good to just get it out and be told that you're not crazy and that you millions of people have gone through it and all stood on the edge of a bridge. Sometimes it is good to talk about it because Stockholm syndrome definitely, it really hurts people. It really fucks with people because your captors, whoever is keeping you against your will, or however way it is, if it's this dimension, another dimension, or they're using your will against you with family, whatever it is, they sometimes act nice. They sometimes don't rape you and feed you instead. And what's that going to do? That's, oh, now they love me because they're feeding me and they're not raping me now, right? It's that syndrome. You have to get out of that syndrome because monsters have to eat too. Monsters aren't always as scary as they look, right? Or as obvious as they look, or as terrifying all the time as when the peak of when they try to hurt you or when they do hurt you, right? So when that fucking, when that shoe gets put on the other foot or the other person, people aren't, I mean, the way that I've seen it, especially with my father, it doesn't matter how old I am, he'll never bow down to me and what he did. He'll never apologize. He'll never try to understand it. He'll never put, my shoes on his feet and walk a day in my soul. He'll never do it. I mean, he's a coward, and that's what cowards don't want to feel. Cowards, they don't want to admit that they're wrong. They don't want to tell you that they love you. They don't want to tell you that they fucked up because they're a coward. They won't face it, right? And when I put my scary mask on my face and go to his door and go, fuck you, you deserve to pay, suddenly all of a sudden now he's paying attention to me because I'm not this little child that's knocking on his door trying to get him to answer. I'm now kicking the door in with a fucking gun going, you're going to listen to me, and if you don't, I'm still going to speak regardless. And now I'm just going to show it to the world, because he just went silent on me for so long that I was like, okay, well, if he's not going to address it, he's not going to say anything, I'll just give it to the world, because he had something so amazing. He gave it up. And then his wife, he claims his wife has a problem with it. He claims his wife can't handle it. If your wife can't handle it, why the fuck are you with her? If your wife can't handle it, why haven't you dealt with it? If your wife can't handle it, why doesn't she just sit at home? If your wife can't handle it, why don't you talk to her? I mean, so many things. Like, if your wife can't handle it, if your wife can't, she's a grown-ass woman, 67 years old. She should learn that you speak. You have a problem, you speak. You try to deal with it. She just, control. If it's not exactly what she says as the conversation, because she thinks she's a high priestess. That's the thing with a lot of these women, okay, a lot of these mothers, they think they're telepathic. They think what they're hearing is exactly what you're thinking, as if what you're saying, there's some kind of hidden motive. That's what my father always says. Anytime I say something, there's some hidden motive there, right? He thinks there's a hidden motive. There's never a hidden motive. I'm saying exactly what happened in my life, so then he fucking sits down and apologizes. But it's always, why are you attacking me? Why are you saying this? Nobody did anything to you. Whatever it is that you think, you feel, blah, blah. It's just an attack. He'll never sit down because he has to be superior. He has to scare me, or he has to try to scare me. He has to all of a sudden act like the man. He has to shut me up, right? That's a scare tactic. That's an abusive tactic that people use over their children and use over people, so then they don't have to admit that they did something wrong, right? And that's the answer, is learning that these people are fucking delusional if they can't admit where they've gone wrong. Delusional if they can't say, I'm sorry. Delusional to believe that shit couldn't switch. You know what I mean? Like, you were going to stay a baby forever. You were never going to figure it out, how much they hated you, how much they manipulated you, how much they scared you, how much they pushed you up against the wall, right? They really, people are delusional to believe that they'll have complete power, for the rest of their lives, or they wouldn't do it, right? They wouldn't do a lot of these things if they knew one day, hey, you might learn the art of karate, and they come and smack you again, and you break that motherfucker's back and put him on his ass, right? Sometimes people don't know what they do because they've been doing it for so long. They don't understand it's abusive. My father has never listened to me since day one. He never understands how abusive he is. He talks over me. And then anytime I tell him something, he goes and tells his wife. Then his wife says I'm lying. His wife says, no, that's not the story. This is the story. Like, again, like there's some hidden agenda that I'm not revealing. I can tell him the truth. She says it's a lie. There's always somebody around you that's going to flip something, right? Rather they flip what you're saying. They say they flip the feeling. That's not really how you feel. We know how you feel. How the fuck can somebody know how you feel? How the fuck can somebody put that shit? You better fucking know. Oh man, this is getting me too. This one time my sister went and picked us up Greek food, and he didn't put the salad in. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Not a big deal. I'm not going to cry about it. But then we went the next day, okay? I had this Greek, craving after I got sick. And again, the same kid, okay? It was like, okay, there might have been a day in between. Same kid, okay? Regardless, same kid. And she goes, hey, by the way, I was in here the other day, and I just want to let you know, you forgot my salad. And he goes, no, I didn't. And he's like a little 16-year-old kid. And she's like, Yeah, you did, because I got home and it wasn't there, and it was for my sister who was sick. Specifically, we went there just for the Greek salad. Like, that's why I went, right? That's the only reason why I went, and that she paid for it. It was on the bill and everything. And he goes, I put it in the bag. So she wasn't even going to fight with him. She said once again, she's like, I just want to let you know it wasn't in the bag. But anyways, can I get it, right? And I went, damn, when she got home, I went, damn, you better be, like, I could call his manager right now and be like, he was certain. He said he was certain for 1,000,000,000% that he did it. You better watch yourself when you put that much odds on something that you fucking didn't do, because I was a witness to it. But if they're calling you a baby, anything you witness, no one can take your opinion because you're a baby. So it doesn't matter if you witness it because you're a baby. So your opinion doesn't matter. Again, completely gaslighting you, completely belittling you, completely scaring you, and taking all your rights away like an abusive asshole, controlling you once again. I mean, this person really could be a sociopath. And you know what's weird? So I'm doing a lot of healing. Like I said, just addressing how my father treats me, so that I just don't feel crazy anymore. And oh man, did I already lose the train of thought already? I think I already lost the train of thought. Sometimes I do that because I'm just not supposed to say the thing that I really want to say, but I just shouldn't say it. Are we just going to move on? Releasing, yeah, I think we're just going to move on. I don't even want to talk about my fucking father anymore, but like, honestly, to advertise things, okay, to advertise things, honestly, of like what people have done to you, for right, you have every right to do it, okay? If you didn't, we wouldn't have documentaries out there. We wouldn't have people that explain their lives because they talk about others who have hurt them. If we don't have the right to talk about people who have hurt us, it's not right. So they can't go and sue you. They can't take your rights away from you. Freedom of speech, baby. They need to get fucking on with the goddamn program. Okay. So I really feel like Spirit has been like a fly on the wall. Okay. They've been listening to these people. They know what these people are doing. And now instead of just being a fly on the wall, you might as well put it up on fucking billboards, because look at this. When shit hits the fan, they're going to fucking shut up for once in their goddamn lives. And if they don't, they're going to make it worse, because they've already made it this worse up until now. Right? Address it. Allow the public to see it. That's the thing, because witchcraft of any kind, manipulation, doesn't matter what it is, okay? You can make money off that shit. Why do you think people write books? They make money off writing books about their own personal misery. That's what I don't understand about people too. Like, we have this one chick, she just stalks us like night and day, and like tried to do some shit at the ministry and like tried to get my sister arrested. And I just think like, man, you're writing us a really good book. She talks shit about us to everybody. And I'm like, damn, you're really promoting us. Like, everything she does that she thinks that she does in such a dark manner is all switching around. And my sister kind of realized it today. And I don't know what made her finally realize, because it's not, when they say bad PR is, any PR is good PR. It's not even that. It's like, she doesn't actually realize that how much she's been talking about us, it gets other people talking about us, and people genuinely like us. So it's like, well, if they are walking around the town calling my sister and I crazy, I consider that kind of a good thing, because then you better fucking leave me alone. You better realize that you're not dealing with a child. You're dealing with a grown-ass woman. And yeah, a grown-ass woman in her feminine energy is going to appear crazy, because guess what? She's reached an ultimate level where she doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks. And that's the crazy level. That's crazy. When you don't care what anybody thinks. Because you'll get, you'll do things that people will be like, oh, I would never do that. I would never put myself in the spotlight. I would never make people look at me. Oh my God, look what she's doing. It's like, those are the people that don't give a fuck anymore. Right? The old switcheroo. They don't really like people. It is really bizarre. It's really ironic that hate, where it comes from, such an evil place, can like start to pay your bills. And you know who talks about that a lot? Bunny, friggin' Jelly Roll's wife. She made this video because she used to be an escort, a high-end escort, by the way. Okay, she likes to make sure that's known. Okay, high escort, all right, not these little fucking $100 an hour bitches. Okay, she was making mad skrill. She loves, because Jelly Roll had nothing when they got together. She had everything, right? Lady of the Night fucking had everything, and she was walking out of her jet because I mean she still makes money. Okay, it's not just him. She walked out of her jet. And she's like, you know what I love most? It's that haters bought me this jet. And it's true, right? Because they want to say they hate her. She's a slut. She's this, she's that. They're watching her. They're watching her. They're giving her all this attention, right? So it's true. I mean, I know it's good with the bad, but it's good with the bad, baby. Some of your fucking biggest haters are your biggest fans. Okay? So keep popping that pussy if that's what you want to do. Don't let these little bitty fucking chicks who can never walk out on a stage if they fucking tried bring you down. Okay? Whatever it is you want to do, you fucking, oh my God, look what's on the bottom of the deck. Fucking love it. Female power. I mean, power altogether, okay? Because they're going to make you famous by how much they hate you. I mean, I just heard riddle me that. Riddle me that. I mean, how could you think, that somebody who could at one point possibly ruined your life, stole something from you, switched everybody around, fucking got them to hate you, suddenly is paying your bills because you used what they did and went, you moron, now I've got a book. Now I've got a painting. Now I've got a business. Like, how dumb are you? Because when they're fixated on that much black and white and green, right, that it must be like this and it must be like this and you can't do it any other way, they have no fucking idea how to make money. Because they want it controlled by another guy and a third party, and they want it taxed, and they want it like, okay, idiot, who's the fucking idiot and who's not? Honestly, keep thinking that you're the smart one because you're doing it that way when, yeah, okay, it might be the smart thing to do for all you robots that want to do it, but guess what? Other people can do it other ways. Okay, it's not just, money that has to be controlled by somebody else. Like, some people are allowed to control their own money. In and out, thank you, okay? Just because other people don't know that. Oh, look at that. Cemetery gates. We have to have cemetery gates out for a while. So somebody's being killed. Okay, and then there it is. Donnie Darko with running scared in reverse. So somebody is not scared to face their death on something. That's the thing, is because, I feel like the cemetery gates are going to free you. Right? It's like when Donnie starts listening to Frank, like, Frank protects him. And anything that Donnie does, Frank allows it, that Donnie never gets caught. Right? So it's like he can dance around death all he wants. Frank knows Donnie's not going to get caught. Okay? So it's like whatever you do or whatever you decide to do once the tables turn, you're not running away anymore. And maybe they're used to running away. They're used to being able to scare you. Use that as your motivation to stop running. Because what are they going to do? Come and kill you? Let them. Let them try. That's the thing. Is because that's what I realized with a lot of these bullies. It's just scare tactics. They can't do anything. Right? It's all illegal. Anything they do, they can't stop you. Any black magic will just bounce off you. Anything they try to do, they're going to get arrested for. So, this is, you get to, as of right now, you get to stay put. If you thought you were kicking the bucket, or if you thought you had to leave somewhere, you don't. They do. Or they have to learn to exist with you, and you're untouchable to them. Because anything they do, you're going to put up on the internet. And that's the thing. Anybody abusing you, anybody blackmailing you, put that shit up on the internet. Okay? Facebook, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, X, you name it. Put it up on the goddamn web. Don't let these people hide bullying you anymore, because that's how they're getting away from it, by manipulating the soft spot on you that says they have a right to do this and live over you and tell you what to do when they don't. As soon as you start advertising it, watch this person's whole demeanor change. Watch their email structure suddenly change, because now people are watching them and they can't abuse you the way that they used to abuse you behind closed doors. behind these doors. Maybe you're getting out of the cemetery. Maybe that's a fucking thing. Maybe you're just in there dying with them because they wanted you in there dying with them because they don't know how to fucking live their life. Like, it's collective's problem. You don't know how to live your life. Why don't you just go find something and then just leave me alone? And that's the thing, is like, that's what Spirit's getting really pissed off about, is that people are refusing to leave you alone. They won't just let you live your life without them. They have to stalk you. They have to harass you. They have to try to charge you or mug you or run you off the road or scare you or do something to you, right? As if you're the fucking, goddess of creation, or you're the one that runs this whole thing, or it's nobody, only you. Like, come on. Oh, God. Only you can make my world go round. Look at that on the bottom of the deck. Marijuana. Smoke weed every day. Marijuana is Mother Nature's wrath. Oh my God, it totally is. People who know I smoke weed get so angry. Like, my parents get so angry at me. They call me like a burnout. I don't do anything. Oh, you smoke weed all day. That's what they actually took inheritance back from me because they said I was going to smoke it all away or drink it away. I don't drink. And my weed, I mainly smoke because I'm in so much pain because of my back, and I refuse to take medication. So I smoke weed so I can just basically tolerate life and not want to kill myself. So I use weed as like strictly, mainly like kind of herbal, like, and they're so angry with me because I won't go on the prescription pills. And like, my stepmother got pissed when I stopped taking my prescription pills, and because she was like, well, you need to learn how to go to work and you have to stop smoking so much weed. And I'm like, so you want me to like go to work on some of the highest pharmaceutical drugs possible? Like, that's what you want me to do instead? I never understood it, because her alternative to my health was to hurt me more. And my answer was, okay, I'd like to figure out how to do this without hurting myself. When she'd just be like, why? Because I don't want to abuse myself today or tomorrow. Like, but people are so used to abusing themselves, they don't know what it's like to live an abusive life, right? So, I mean, let them try to fucking figure it out one day when they, got to reach them pearly gates and talk to somebody about why they treated people the way they did when they really didn't have any right to do it. I just treat people good so that I don't got to explain myself. Oh, for sure. You know it. Putri, we don't speak Arabic here, darling. It's English. Sorry, we don't know what that means. What are we at? 132.54. That was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there, ladies and gentlemen. I kind of felt like I had to go pee, but it actually went away again because of my scoliosis. It presses my bladder up against, I don't know. And it makes me feel like I have to go to the bathroom all the time, like I'm pregnant. So fucking weird. Woo! So I actually don't have to pee, but it feels like I do. So I'm going to do one more reading. Yeah, one. Woo! And I just saw 13332. All right. We can do one more. Always remember to please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay. Wow. So these cards, I purposely leave upright but they've been falling like in reverse and shit, which makes me take them like that because it means something. So I have this like risk in limbo with illusion and communication. Okay, so 41, 24, and 9. I feel like it's an illusion to think that something is a risk. Okay, so, and you're going to get communication on this. I'm not sure how this is going to come through because it's different for everybody. Okay, but basically communication is going to come in, okay, and you're going to realize where you think you have to take a risk, it's not a risk. Like thinking it's a risk is the illusion. So somebody needs to break the illusion. Okay, so it's like, I don't know if you feel, okay, it could be like, I almost feel somebody could, like a what's that word? Agoraphobe or something like that. Like somebody afraid of going outside. Okay, there could be a fear here. Maybe that's what risk is. It's a fear. And it's like, it's an illusion. You have to break the pattern of thinking that you have to risk something in order to communicate. Or that could be it. You could be, I don't know, dating somebody or in some type of relationship or working with somebody and you feel like you feel like it's a risk to say something about anything, something that goes wrong or something that you see. Maybe you feel like you can't say something, like the boss isn't going to listen to you or no one's going to listen to you or they're not going to take you seriously. Spirit is like, you have to break that illusion. Okay, there isn't a risk here. There's no risk. It's all in your head. It's all an illusion for some reason. I'm not quite sure. I mean, the illusion could have fallen from, okay, a distraction. Okay, so you could have possibly been distracted by something else. And that's why it looked like it was going to be a risk. Okay, but take that distraction out of the equation, realize that by feeling as if it is a risk, see how he's like looking at the one crow up there, but then that little bastard's eating his food. That's kind of what it is, right? Like that's what it's doing by feeling like it's a risk. Something is coming and taking something from you. Okay, so that's why you have to break the illusion. You have to break the mirror, whatever it is that you feel, right? It's a fear that's kind of clapping back at you, It's, I don't know, something maybe, oh my God, look at displacement. I was kind of wondering if this was going to come out, but it was distraction. I saw displacement in my third eye, but, I don't always know everything. So that's what it is displacement. So you've got this risk is stemming from something else. Okay, that you took a risk before and it didn't work out. Okay, it was an illusion. Maybe you thought somebody liked you and you took a risk on it and it didn't work. Maybe you thought a boss had your back. You took a risk to tell them something about a coworker. You got fired. Okay, this displacement, it's already happened. You know that saying, it's already happened. You've already lived this. It's like deja vu. You're reliving something that's already happened. It's trickery. You're being tricked. You could have some little evil spirit around you that's trying to trick you out of happiness or trying to trick you out of saying something, because you could be a little bit schizophrenic, right? So your mind plays tricks on you because you can hear other things going on, right? Things that want to fuck with you. There's nothing wrong with being schizophrenic, okay? It means that you're telepathic. It means that you can hear things. You can hear spirit. You can hear, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just learning how to filter it. It's learning how to filter where you hear fear, okay, and learn how to work through it because everything is scary. And really, if you change your perspective on what risk is, without risk, you don't do anything, right? Risk is a good motivator. Right? To think that, okay, well, if you don't end one job to risk and go to another, you're going to stay there forever. Nothing is perfect, right? Whatever happened in the past already happened. Therefore, it's not going to happen again. So don't ruin a good opportunity. Change your perspective on it. Okay, see it from a different point of view. Realize that you do have a voice, you can communicate, you can speak. And spirit is tricking you, or something is tricking you into believing that you can't speak. It's the illusion that you have to break. So then you'll always speak. Right? Somebody told you couldn't speak. You couldn't stand up for yourself. They weren't going to have your back. It doesn't matter what you say. Now think of it as the opposite. Now everybody wants to hear what you have to say. Everybody is going to respect you and what you choose to say. And if they don't, I mean, it's not life and death. So who cares? All right. Someone's definitely tricking you into believing something. There's abundance. There's a lot of abundance. Wherever it is that they are telling you is a risk, okay? They're telling you it's a risk because something doesn't want you to have it. Maybe your life is going to get easier and they want you to keep working harder and harder and harder. Okay? There's balance and growth. I mean, you're going to grow like a motherfucker. Okay, once you get out of this self-interest, okay, once you expose yourself and you make this move, okay, you choose a direction and you go, okay, stop salvaging the past, stop doing stuff from the past, okay, whatever it is in the past, let it go, hate it, okay, remove it, okay, because it's fucking with your future, because there's a lot of gifts in your future coming, and if you miss this opportunity, which spirit doesn't really think you are, but if you do, it's like there's a lot of gifts that you're going to lose, which gifts are not, I'm not saying presents, okay? Gifts are something different, okay? It's gifts from the universe. You're going to miss a lot of gifts from the universe, thinking that you're taking a risk that when in reality, I mean, it was a risk to start this channel. It's a risk to go live. It's a risk to go to the grocery store. Anybody can hurt you. Anybody can come inside. There's a risk of always being broken into. There's a risk of being robbed. There's a risk of your branch bank breaking down and losing all your money. There is risk everywhere. That's life. I mean, without a little bit of risk, I kind of think life would be super fucking boring. Honestly, I was thinking about this apartment, and I mean, we kind of got like suckered into this apartment and we never would have moved here, and then we got kind of stuck here, really. And I don't know what I was doing yesterday, when I was like heating up food or something like that, and I'm like, god damn, I'm like, I am going to, when I look back on this, laugh so hard at where we lived and like what we went through, because life is messy and it's so fucked, and it's, you know, you could turn something so ugly into an adventure, and suddenly the perspective changes on it because there's no worry, because we could all die tomorrow. Where does the worry come from when we don't even know if we're guaranteed tomorrow or the next minute or then, you know? So it's like, to hold back for so long on so many things that you want to do, it's like once you release yourself and realize there's risk in everything, and fuck risk, because it's not fear and it shouldn't hold you back. I mean, you're just going to like, whoo, just fly right into that future and remember the past and laugh, because I mean, the things that you live now and what you live through, I mean, it just makes you that much who you are, you know? It's the spice of life. We're all just a little bit different for a reason. And it's time to appreciate that shit. All right. So what are we at? 143.37. Thank you very much for being here, everybody. This was a great reading. Always send your questions in telepathically, my friends. This is a very telepathic channel. That's how I work. If you need answers, you just ask me telepathically. That's all you have to do. Channel me in your energy, send it while you're watching a video, and your answer will get channeled if spirit wants you to truly receive it. So join, subscribe, like, book your personal readings, whatever it is you want to do. I thank you so much for being here. Always remember, it is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And always remember, you know, you can switch around the rules and turn the analogies around, and tarot is in the gray. It's not black, it's not white, it's everything in between. That's how we channel the energy. So it either works or it doesn't, you know what I mean? So peace out. Bye, Diane. I don't know anybody else in the chat. I don't think anyways. So have a very good one. All right. See you later. Bye-bye.